to Invest Insights. I'm Abby Maloney. I'm joined today by Father Paul Taylor, the president of Saint Vincent College. Father Paul, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you, Abby. It's great to be with you.
Well, let's dive in. You earned your bachelor's degree from Saint Vincent College in 1987 and since have spent your career in education. With your experiences in mind, how has the definition of a successful institution of higher education changed over the years? And how essential is creativity and innovation to that success?
It's a really good question, Abby. That's a big question, too. And I'd like to challenge it a little bit. I don't think the definition of a successful institution has changed. I think a successful institution graduates successful graduates. And now that changes a little bit along time. Technology changes, jobs change. But the successful institution always focuses on the success of their graduates. And that's what we do here at St. Vincent. We've developed some new programs along the way at St. Vincent, but our core curriculum and our core ethos of education has always remained the same: to educate in the classic liberal arts tradition, to educate with rigor in our academic disciplines, so that when the student becomes a graduate and leaves St. Vincent, they become successful in the world. And even more importantly, they have meaningful lives. They're connected to the world. They're connected to their families, to their friends, to their community, and they live wonderful lives. And the other piece that is really important to us is we walk with them through that. They're just not here for 4 years and then we say goodbye. We maintain the relationships with our graduates, our alumni, all the way until we get to pray with them at the end of their lives. It's really an honor to know people and to love people for their entire lives along this way.
Father Paul, in your interview for our annual business report, Invest Pittsburgh, you said that ensuring each student has an intense sense of belonging and connections in the community is a top priority. What are some of the creative ways you're fostering an environment in which students achieve that sense of belonging and connectedness at St. Vincent?
Abby, it's critically important. We believe that students will not be able to be successful, will not be able to engage in this rigor of higher education without that sense of belonging, without that sense of being loved and safe. I refer to Fred Rogers, Mr. Rogers, how when he was challenged about the curriculum of his show, and when they asked him to do more science or more literacy or mathematics, he said that those are all very important. But until the child knows that grown-ups listen to them, that the child knows that they are loved and that they belong, they will never be able to learn those important things. Now, we translate that to 18 to 22-year-olds, and we say, when they come to us in their first experience of adult life, if they're concerned about the world around them and they don't feel like they belong, how can they learn about mathematics and history and philosophy? So we make a deliberate choice to love our students when they get here, to welcome them into this community. And we also know that when 18-year-olds come to this community, they come from a variety of different family experiences and cultural experiences, so that their connection to other people has been different over the years. It's critically important that when they come here to face the rigors of this education, that they know that they can be comfortable here, they belong here, and they can dive in without the concern of those other things.
I think that message of love is easier to teach or to give to a child than it is to an 18-year-old. How have you adapted that to a more mature person who has those life experiences, who might have gone through particularly difficult situations and now find them at a young adult in college?
Abby, you have some critical insight on that, that's for sure. You know, children are quick to love. A 2-year-old, a 5-year-old, they're just looking for the grown-up to smile at them. That's an awesome experience. But the 18-year-old, the 20-year-old has had some bumps in the road, right? And they've experienced difficulties. And so they're guarded. They have their guards up. And it's not easy always to connect to those students. We find that in meeting the needs of their vulnerability, some students have different emotional issues or mental health issues or family issues that they want to talk about. They can talk about that here. Some have a variety of other issues, but it's knowing that those walls are already up in their lives, and we just walk with them. That we walk with them on campus. We walk with them when they're in the band or on the team, and we get them connected, and they get to know who we are. It's about the relationship. So our administration is, our faculty are with our students every day. This is a community. We look out for each other.
While technical and focused degrees are playing a critical role in today's economy, how are liberal arts degrees still valuable to one's success in the future of the economy?
Technical degrees and careers are very important to our economy. You're right. But they change over time, right? 20, 30, 50 years ago, what it meant to be knowledgeable on a computer has changed because computers have changed just so much. So the technology and the technical expertise is really important to us, but it changes. I think the critical part about Saint Vincent and the creativity of a liberal arts degree is that we teach students to think and to learn so that they can learn here the technology of today, but with the liberal arts skills that they have, after they leave here, they will be able to learn the technology of tomorrow. The other critically important part of this question is, what do we train our graduates to do? So let's say our business students, they're trained to go into a business and do what we taught them in their business major. That's very good. But our liberal arts core that they take here will teach them how to become the vice president of their company in 20 years because they learned how to think, how to grow, how to interact with people, how to communicate, how to write. And they can do the business part really well. But they can do all those other pieces really well also. So they graduate to do the job, and they graduate with our liberal arts degree to become the leader of their field.
And as we round out our discussion today, how would you define creativity, and what does that look like for the college and higher education more broadly moving forward?
How to define creativity? Well, I think one good definition might be thinking outside the box, right? So we humans, we create these categories and boxes, but the innovators of our time change the box, right? And so that's what our education here at St. Vincent does. It not only gives students the perspective to think outside the box, it gives students the perspective to actually change the box. And as they go forward, that box changes a million times. They're able to be the leaders in changing what the box is. They're able to be the leaders of being outside the box and bringing others with them outside the box. So creativity is to go beyond the bounds that are set up and to make the world a better place by doing so.
Thank you very much, Father Paul. I appreciate our discussion today.
Abby, it's great to be with you. Thank you very much for your hospitality on this program, and I appreciate being with you. Thank you.
Well, that was Father Paul Taylor, the president of St. Vincent College. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel to hear more CEOs and thought leaders share their opinions and advice on today's business climate. Until next time, I'm Abby Maloney, and this has been Invest Insights. Thanks for tuning in.